hormones, which when comes in, which along with the transition in the nutritional excess in adulthood can lead to the development of chronic degenerative diseases. Obesity was the first trait suspected of reflecting the life in womb. Population studies done on the survivors of World War II indicate that food scarcity during the first trimester of pregnancy affects the appetite centers and programs the hypothalamus to eat whatever is around. Whereas abundance of food during the first trimester programs the hypothalamus no need to pig out. Thus, early malnutrition leads to reprogramming of the hypothalamus. With respect to low birth weight and diabetes, two factors play an important role. One is intrauterine environment and second is the fetal genetics. As can be seen, poor intrauterine nutrition directly affects the growing fetus and results in small, thin babies. Secondly, it programs the fetal pancreas to in utero to produce more insulin, thus resulting in insulin resistance. Similarly, the gene influencing insulin resistance leads to impaired insulin-mediated growth, resulting again into small, thin baby, and has a direct effect causing insulin resistance. Both this increase the susceptibility to suffer from NIDDM in adult life. Studies have shown that even the pathogenesis of cardiovascular diseases is programmed during the period of rapid growth in early life. As can be seen here, there are critical windows of time in which maturation must be achieved, and failure of maturation is to some extent recoverable. It is understood that the and metabolic adaptations that it is when it is undernourished. We see and explained mother, the feeds to more supply the brain and lets the organs. As the development of the liver does not take place properly, the development of a small, which is unable to clear the.
We are unable to hear
Yes.
because the voice is cracking. Try now, please.
Hello. What happened? Am I audible?
Now you are. Continue.
Okay. Uh, should I explain this slide again or should I continue where I stopped? I was just talking that in poor. Huh.
You
Yes,
can
madam.
explain this slide again.
Okay, ma'am. I was just explaining in poorly nourished mother, fetus switches to emergency mode, wherein there is more blood supply to the brain and less to the organs of the abdomen. As a result, the organs of abdomen do not develop properly, including liver, and it results in the development of a small liver, which is unable to clear the cholesterol. On the other hand, as seen earlier, thinness in the childhood has adverse outcomes which leads to altered body composition. And secondly, the catch-up growth, which is usually seen equal in all the children, irrespective of the socio-economic group they are coming from, also has adverse effects leading to a higher body mass index and high fat mass. According to Barker, when a fetus adapts to a condition in the womb, that adaptation tends to be permanent. With respect to hypertension, it is found that increase in the placental weight is associated with a decrease in the ratio of leg to head circumference. Small head circumference and thinness leads to changes in the tissues like blood vessels and endocrine pancreas. These changes program blood pressure, glucose, and insulin metabolism in adult life. Also, as a result of hypoxia, the distribution of fetal cardiac output takes place. There is diversion of blood flow away from the brain, leading to irreversible consequences by influencing the arterial structure. Also, changes in the hemodynamic load in early life can alter the structure and compliance of larger arteries. Lastly, even the maternal hormones, which regulate the blood pressure levels and are strong regulators of the gene expression, growth, and cell maturation, when present in large amounts, also reduce the fetal growth. Thus, the mother's height and weight are strong determinants of birth weight. A woman's physique depends partly on her nutrition in childhood, and therefore, the nutrition of girls may be linked to blood pressure in the next generation. In summary, coronary heart disease, hypertension, diabetes, and obesity originates in utero through adaptations that the fetus makes to undernutrition. As fetal nutrition depends on the mother's body composition and size as well as her diet in pregnancy, optimal maternal nutrition depends on the nutrition of the girl through childhood and adolescence as well as the nutrition of adult woman. Examination of prenatal nutrition and other potential in utero determinants of birth, of both birth weight and risk of CDDs may yield new means to prevent chronic degenerative diseases. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We can go ahead with the questions now. If anybody has any questions.
Shilpa, stop presenting.
Yes, yes. Yes, ma'am.
Shilpa,
Yes, ma'am.
Meena.
Yes,
Shilpa,
ma'am.
can just give them the concept of 1,000 days. What? Because people will not know much about it. First 1,000 days, importance of that, and they can then go to the website.
I'm unable to hear you, ma'am.
Meena, can you just type the question in? Because we couldn't hear you. Can you just type the question in the chat box?
Shilpa ma'am, Meena ma'am was asking you to speak on the first importance of the first 1,000 days on the basis of this presentation.
Okay. Okay, ma'am, got it. See, what happens is it is a vicious cycle which results into the birth of a low birth weight baby. Our country, what happens is girls' nutrition is much neglected because of a number of factors, and most of the time there is a lot of bias. Like if there is a boy child in the house, then more attention is given towards the feeding of that boy compared to a girl child. And as a result of this, as the girl child grows up, right from the childhood, she is a little bit on the deficient side. And so what happens that second concept of early marriage in our country and all also, when the girl gets married before the age of 18 years, her own development is not yet completed, and so naturally her body requires more of energy and more of other nutrients for her own development. And in this case, if she gets pregnant, then it is a double demand on her body. So what happens that first the body will naturally try to take care of the growing fetus, and so more of the nutrients are transported to the fetus. So this is how the entire cycle works. Like if the mother is undernourished, the fetus is also going to be undernourished, and as a result the birth weight of the baby is going to get affected.
Thank you, Shilpa. And
Thank
initially,
you, ma'am.
before pregnancy, also nowadays they need to prepare themselves. Pre-pregnancy nutritional status is equally important. I just want to add.
Yeah, that is what pregnancy nutritional status is. That's why very, very important.
This is for both Meena and Shilpa. Are we doing such awareness for our own students apart from non-nutrition students?
No, ma'am. That is why I just now shared that even at least our staff members should look at this website after she finishes. This is a concept by itself. By
So apart from the staff members looking, is it possible that the nutrition department can do this sort of awareness for non-nutrition students?
Yes, ma'am. Definitely. You can do it.
Actually, Mala ma'am, a part of this particular concern is dealt with, or a syllabus is dealt with in SYBSC, which is common to all. Effectively, during the breastfeeding week every year for the last few years, I have been speaking to TYBCA for the same in terms of importance of breastfeeding and the importance of pre-pregnancy nutritional status. I think what Meena ma'am was also suggesting is to speak about the first 1000 days. And Meena ma'am, I think that would also be valuable information for everybody.
Yes, ma'am, we do have now young generation coming up as the staff members, and they might have their relatives, bhabhi and all sister-in-law. For them also, this is quite important.
No, yeah, so I feel this is something very important. So yes, SYBSC is still a limited number. There could be some sort of outreach program that is taken for girls from not only from BSc or even from BCA, but on the entire Seva Mandal campus. I think that would be a very valuable project for the nutrition department to take up. Thank you, Shilpa. It was very articulate. I am just curious. Of course, I am not from nutrition myself, but the kind of studies that you have looked up, do they actually follow the trajectory of the same person from childhood to someone who has a problem at later stage? Do they actually follow it, say, through a span of 25, 30, 40 years? Or is this all based on a kind of hypothetical conjecture?
Can I
No,
answer?
ma'am.
Can I answer this? Can I?
Yeah, I think let Shilpa and then Anu. Shilpa and then Anu. Yeah. Okay.
Ma'am, whatever studies I had referred, there they had talked about the fetus, the persons who were fetuses during the first trimester of the World War, and that time this during night, and they compared their development with those who were, in the during trimester pregnancy. So they found this difference that those who were fetuses during the first trimester and they suffered from this feminification and all, they was done and they really showed this kind of pattern where they developed into some kind of metabolic diseases like diabetes and all.
Okay.
Studies,
All right.
studies plus there is this Basu, study which is done. Study, and he mainly works in the area of nutrition transition. So those studies all this is possible, like one of the possible mechanisms for development of degenerative diseases.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Shilpa. I think Anu wanted to say something.
I can add here, and in fact, I would request Harsha to open up because Harsha has been working in this area where they catch up these kids who are going to be pregnant.
Anu, you'll have to be louder. Please be louder. We can't hear you.
Okay, so I would request Harsha to add a little because she has worked in this area. They catch up these women who are going to be pregnant and they feed them to see the results of nutritional status on the outcome of a child. I think Harsha can actually be Harsha can actually add a lot of information here.
Ma'am, can I speak?
Yes, Harsha, please.
Harsha, you speak.
Yeah, ma'am, we have actually done a randomized control trial on this only. So we gave preconceptional, we started with the preconceptional dietary supplementation. So we recruited women who were planning to conceive. So all the between the ages of 18 to 35-year-old, and we started giving them snack before they conceive and then throughout the pregnancy. So we have their pre-conceiving dietary information, the anthropometry and all other details. And then once the ladies delivered, then we stop snack supplementation and then we are following the children. So we are actually following the children, and the eldest child is now 12-year-old.
Oh, okay, very interesting.
Yeah, and I have a movie on this whole project. So which I would like all the children to see, and we actually saw effect. The birth rate of the child improved. Then the incidence of gestational diabetes was low in the treatment group.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Harsha. Very interesting.
Ma'am, Mala ma'am, to your question
There
of
are many studies.
really,
Sorry. Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are many
Madam,
studies
ma'am,
which
to
are
your
going.
question of whether such longitudinal studies where they really follow up are effectively actually done in nutrition. And these are particularly starting in our country, not so much of documented data from India, but definitely there from America and more of the developed worlds.
Okay, okay.
Ma'am, there are follow-up studies like New Delhi birth cohort. Then it is like 50-year-old, so they are following like now the third generation. Then there
Okay.
is a lower birth cohort in Mysore. They are so there are many studies in India also.
Yes,
It's just
yes.
that yeah.
But we don't really have a lot of data as compared to the developed world. But yes, we are also now starting to get serious about documentation.
Okay, thank you. Thank you to the entire nutrition department for giving your answers together. Anybody else, I think, would like to ask something, because this is not something that is specifically only to do with nutrition department. I'm sure that faculty from BCA and other departments, this is interesting for everybody.
Ma'am, may I, Meena?
Yes, Meena.
Yeah, ma'am, we can always tell them, if not today, some other time, we can have only the case studies from their side. So what exactly they have gone through, and Harsha, and we all can give them the answer. Like,
Meena, I'm sorry, but I'm just not able to hear.
Tina, we could not hear you.
yeah, I know she can't hear me, but I'm trying to say. 1 minute, I'll try to do something for
Now it is
my.
little better.
Yeah, better.
The voice is breaking.
Ma'am, the nutrition department requests Roma to put it into practice.
Okay. So I think on that note, Huda, are you keeping an eye on the time?
Yes, ma'am. I think we should begin with the second presentation now.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
if there are any more questions, that could be put up in the chat box and we can follow up. Um, so our next presenter is Miss Melina Pereira, who has been with the BMN College for the last 13 years. She has done her MA MPhil in English Literature from SNDT Women's University, Churchgate, and is the in charge of ES committee for the last 3 years. The paper Staging a Smile, co-authored by Sonu Mishra, is an extension of the VEQT project presentation, which had won the second prize at the NCQM project competition. Melina ma'am has also been the team leader for the same. So we welcome you, Ms. Melina. Handing over the session to you.
Thank you, Huda. Okay. A very good afternoon to one and all. And before I start presenting, as Huda rightly mentioned, what I'm going to present today is just one aspect of the entire BCOT presentation. We had actually taken 4 activities that we have. But the project that I'm speaking about and we presented on was about the papers and the further activity that we had. I'll begin with a slide. Is everyone able to see the slides?
Not yet, ma'am. Have you? It may take a few seconds if you just presented it.
Yeah. Now,
Not yet, ma'am.
Melina, click on present now and then share your entire screen.
I did it. I did it. I just did it. I don't know why is it not going, because my screen is showing. I don't know why is it not good.
Does anybody from the Stride side have a copy of the presentation?
No, ma'am.
Yes, I
No,
got it. I
ma'am.
got
No,
it.
ma'am.
Just a moment.
I just
Nina, you
request
can
the
send
next
it.
time. No, next
Nina,
time I
can you
think the
send it?
presenters can send their PPT. So if there's a technical issue, we can present it from outside.
Okay, ma'am.
Melina,
Just
try
let me know
once.
if you can.
Nina,
Sometimes
can you
take
send now?
time.
Is it visible? Yes, ma'am, I'm trying.
Or send it now on email.
Milena ma'am, it's the same PPT we have presented, then I can present.
No, I made a slight change over there. So
Okay, ma'am. So you need to
I made a slight change.
Okay.
Sonu, just let me know if you can see the screen.
Not yet, ma'am.
Oh, I'm so sorry for this, people.
You can send us, ma'am, now the PPT. We will show from our side.
Milena ma'am, rejoin the meeting and try it once.
Now?
No, ma'am.
Melina, we're not even getting the notification that you're starting to present. So either you can
That's
try
not
to
easy to
log off
present.
and sign in again, or you can just mail the PPT to any one of us and we'll present it for you.
Okay, 1 minute. Sonu, others, do you have it with you right now? I'll add the points
Ma'am,
that
I
I'm
have
presenting.
the PPT which we had presented. I have that PPT.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I just added a few points.
Okay, so
That's
just
okay. You just
I will
share
share
it.
it. Yeah, just give me a minute.
Please. I'm so sorry, ma'am.
That's okay. These technical things do happen, but I think with Google Meet, it's always useful to back up with hosts. So in case there's a technical problem, then the host can load the PPT.
Yeah, sure.
That's okay. While we are waiting, you can just let me know as soon as you people are ready. But while we are waiting, I just wanted to share 2 or 3 points so that we can use this fully. First of all, to the admission committee, I think that you really are having your hands full. Kansar has done a fantastic job in putting the entire process in place. He has worked to get the MKCL portal going with Nitin sir. He has worked with Rikisha and Cinderella again, Nitin, to put a process into place for the Polytechnic. And we've done through digital marketing, we have put all the ads on social media. So there are lots of leads that are being generated. And I get a record of how many leads are coming every day. So the admission committee is really on its feet. Our job is to try to translate those leads into admissions and actually get people to pay their fees and get admitted with us. As time goes on, we may start co-opting more staff members to help out because a number of emails and phones that we are getting day by day is increasing. We'll take a call on this next week. I've also told the admission committee to draw up a rotation-based list so that those on the committee can, as we would do when we have college, they can be excused for 1 day rotation basis because they have to answer and handle a lot of calls. I would like to request all the HODs and all the staff members to start giving gentle reminders to students to pay the fee. Although we had told them 31st July is the last date, they need not apply for installments now. The numbers who are paying the fee is almost nothing. Of course, those exceptional cases where they really have financial difficulty, they can give a special application. But please start talking to your students, tell them the portal will close, they have to pay their fees. This is a major concern. For Russo, departments are doing a fantastic job. You had very interesting, exciting webinars. Under criteria 3, Rupali, Kirti, Pradnya, Shilpa have taken the initiative of the industry academia interaction. And there's a whole series of webinars that you are hosting. My request is that we have one creative poster where we are mentioning all 5 series on one, because this would be useful when we submit it as documentation, that under this particular series we have 5 sessions. For Coursera, I think Vrishali and Roma, they are busy with their webinar, but this has been explained to you. All students will get free access to the Coursera courses till September 30th. And yesterday, Vrishali has sent a mail that students can do more than one if they want to. What is unique is this time the course is being offered free. So staff members, please use this also as a means of faculty upgradation. Some of the courses may, especially computer people, I have been looking at the courses. They're offered by top US universities. You need not pay for the certificate. We have sent out an appeal to alumni to help us with the fee issue of students, and we're getting very good response from them. I also request you to let us know. We're not sending it, we're not putting it on a social media platform, because everybody, we understand, have had a lot of problems. So we are just sending it to people who we know are in a position to help. And that's something very positive. I will share the full details with you later on. But many times people have told me the alumni will not give. There is no point in asking the alumni. Girls are hesitant to give. But I am amazed at the response that we have got. And I think that our alumni have made us proud. If it was we who have been hesitating to ask in the past. But the alumni have really lived up to it, and they have, meaning those who we have approached, they have given. And so those details we can give later, because Sonu has put that they are ready with the PPT. Okay. So Melina, you can start with your presentation, and if there are any questions regarding my points, we can take it after your entire presentation is over.
Hello. Thank you, ma'am. Sonu, can you please share the screen?
Able to see the PPT, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Can I go to the next slide?
No, we'll start from the beginning.
Okay, ma'am. This is the first slide, ma'am. Melina, ma'am?
Yeah.
You can start.
I'm not able to see.
Acha, you are not able to see. Can others see the PPT?
Yeah, it's come. It's come.
Okay.
Okay. My apologies to everyone for the inconvenience. The project of my title was Paging a Smile. This was a co-authored paper along with Sonu Mishra from MSc department. Next. As the poster tells you, it's basically about how we have been chopping off trees indiscriminately for many other reasons, but one of the dominant reasons has been for the production of papers. Global warming is a term that has become universal today, and we all are aware and are witnesses of the onslaught of global warming. Reckless deforestation has intensified, of course, because of many other reasons. Concrete jungle has again become a common term. Next. Environmental studies has been a compulsory subject that was introduced by UGC. When this became a part of the syllabus, our college went on to introduce another committee called as Environment Sensitization Committee, wherein our objective has been to one, basically to sensitize students towards various activities that could be taken and how to become more responsible citizens. But this could only be done if we would move away from the traditional chalk and board method. The other was to make students understand the difference between greed and need. It was very important to have activities that would practically bring into use whatever was being taught in the class. Next. Okay, now to start with our project, we had to identify the problem areas. As I mentioned earlier, this is just one aspect of the problem that we are taking. Our major aim was to develop a sustainable green campus. So in order to focus on the paper consumption and the wastage of paper, we basically jotted down a few areas that we needed to work on. We realized that papers were consumed mainly for documentation, magazine printing and editing, a lot of internal exams that most of us keep taking and assignments, our teacher-student evaluation form. So supposing, say, if there was one teacher who was going to 2 classes and there were 60 students in a class, you could just multiply and imagine how many papers we are actually using. Guest lecture feedback, each student giving one feedback per lecture or guest who was coming. Exit forms, which actually ran into 4 or 5 pages, and every TY student, so the number of TYs that we have. Next. Okay. Some of the things could be solved by introducing digitalization, but there were others, like we were using paper for exams. Students' journals were left in the college. So what do we do with those papers? Our major focus was on 3 Rs, which is reduce, reuse, and recycle. But our major aim was to bring in a sense of responsibility, which is the 4th R, which is not actually put on paper anywhere else. Next. The review of literature showed that India is becoming one of the major contributors towards the global demand. The demand has increased from 12%, will be increasing by 12% to 24 million tons by 24-25. Next. Over here, I would also like to mention to make one bundle of office bundle of papers, they cut nearly 24 trees. This is what we all have to keep in mind. Okay, now how do we get students to involve themselves in activities? We started with the principle of think global but act local. Now how do we do that? We sensitize students about various environmental concerns, which happens even during lectures. We have promoted a responsible attitude with regards to use of papers, inculcating an implementation of the 3 Rs, green culture, and creating appropriate platform so that students could come and contribute. Next. Our major data was primary, as we were basically taking data from our college and wherever we were using papers. Like I mentioned earlier, we have been using papers for exit forms, documentation, internal exams, teacher evaluation, magazine, guest lecture feedback form. Next. Okay. We went by the SMART analysis, which was specific, measurement, achievable, realistic, and timely. Next. Okay, the PDCA cycle, which is of ISO 14001, concentrates on environmental aspects of how institutes could be involved in improving their environmental activities, which is plan, do, check, and action. Next. The plan started with spreading awareness. Now, in order to get the papers and access to the papers, we took permission from the examination committee. And we must thank Anu ma'am and Mala ma'am for helping us usually in getting, because then principal ma'am was Shilpa ma'am. So they helped us in getting permissions. We involved students in separating the papers. We had to get the students, we had to get the non-teaching staff to help us get the papers out. After we have made the books in order to distribute them to the NGOs so that we could help benefit students from underprivileged class of society. Next. This was where we got the permission. In order to have the workshops, we asked Vidya ma'am to help us out, where the very first workshop was held by Vidya ma'am. And then following on, we had our senior students who had taken part. So they helped us in holding workshops. We digitalized the teacher evaluation form, the guest lecture form, exit form, and students' presentations. In terms of, we no longer take presentations in files. We ask them to either email it to us or put all the presentations in one CD. Now, I would like to mention, as we said, that there were various stakeholders. So when we say digitalized and we digitalized, this has been a part of every department who has digitalized the teacher evaluation form. So it has worked because everyone has been involved. We reduce the magazine printing cost and consumption of paper by introducing digital proof reading. By way of creating we have a separate email ID for the magazine committee. Okay, for the check, like we mentioned, blank sheets were separated. There were bundles and bundles of paper where the students actually sat and separated the blank sheets. We conducted 3 bookbinding workshops from 2018 involving 300 students, and we made about 275 books. The books were bound and donated to NGO Umang Foundation, which teaches children from the streets and urchins. So these books were given to them. We had 13 guest lectures, which were organized in 2019 only, and the feedback was digitalized. Similarly, the magazine printing has been reduced from 800 to 100. Sorry. The action has been, we have noticed a marked change in paper consumption. Pages which are going waste, like the blank pages, they have been reused. Economically weaker students, I must mention here, even junior college students were involved, and these junior college students use it as a workbook. So many students, as we all are aware, we have a lot of students who come from economically poor background. So both our students and students from the NGO have been using the books. Next. These have been the result analysis. Since we went digitalized, the student teacher evaluation, the exit form, and the magazine pages. If you see, there has been a marked reduction. We have had an 89.06 decline in paper consumption due to the digitalization. Next. The magazine printing cost. Every time we edit the magazine or there are new data is added, we do tend to have a lot of papers which are getting consumed. But again, if you see, there has been a reduction of 74.89%, which is quite huge. Next. Yeah, the books bound. This gives us immense pleasure because where we started off in the year 2018-19, we had started off with just 69 books. And by the year we came to 2019, August, we had about 106 books which are bound by students. So the students' participation increased. They were happy that they were helping out kids from underprivileged class. Next. Our tangible benefits were quite a few, as I mentioned. The students participating increased from 80 to 120, number of books from 69 to 106. We managed to get a linkage with NGO and who have given it to, like I mentioned, underprivileged children. Number of papers consumed for the following has reduced. Exit form from 1,142 nil teacher evaluation from 1,355 to 51 to nil. College magazine from 8,000 to 1,000. Next. Intangible benefits. We are successful as a lot of awareness has improved among students. There has been a changed notice among students as we have inculcated the green culture. There's a better ambience on the campus, increased a sense among pride, increased a sense of pride among students because obviously they are involved in a work which is benefiting others. Next. Yeah, these are the references. Thank you. Any questions? Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you, Melina ma'am. Any questions from the audience?
Melina?
Yes, ma'am.
Melina?
Yes.
Melina Mehta.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Melina, nice presentation.
Thank you, ma'am.
Only thing, the another concept has come into action is about the water footprint. So anything
Yes,
you have
yes.
thought of for the future?
Ma'am, we have put it in our proposal. One of the things that we cannot do in our college is rainwater harvesting because we have a shortage of place. But then, yes, we will be putting in action our plans for having reduction in water flow and stuff.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Melina,
Yes, ma'am.
what is the plan for taking it further? We started
Ma'am,
so well.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. We had actually started off first with the BCA students. Among the BSc students, we have had ND students who have been participating. Now, hopefully, the other students too will be involved because we are planning to expand and get more students involved. Junior college students have been involved. MSc students have done it again. So, yeah, uh, we basically now plan to put out uh, I would say a call to people asking them to donate if they have books at home so that we could uh, do more bookbinding and have more students.
Melina,
Yes, ma'am.
I have two suggestions.
Yes,
One,
ma'am.
you can try to quantify the participation of students involved also in terms of numbers.
Yes.
But
Yes,
you've
ma'am.
done it but, in the presentation also. So that will show that there has been an increase in number of student participation.
Sure, ma'am.
And the second is as we take up more and more MIS and we become increasingly digitalized, it
Yeah.
would be interesting to see how this impacts further on reduction of paper, use of paper.
Okay, ma'am. Okay,
But
ma'am.
at the same time, I think Vidya ma'am can share with you that, for example, when we make payment to RUSA or we make payments to the UGC,
Yes.
we are not really going paperless. Vidya ma'am, you want to share this as to how much paper is being involved again? Vidya, can you hear us? I think Vidya ma'am can't hear, but every time we make a payment, we are required to take out multiple printouts of the resolutions.
Oh, okay.
This would be something like also to see as to how does the digitalization help, but at the same time, what are the limitations that come with processes that we are asked to.
True, true.
So
True,
it's
true,
just
ma'am.
because when you asked you how are you going to take it further. I just have a question for the other BCA section. Can what is your feedback as to what's happening in the computer department as far as use of paper is concerned?
Hello, ma'am, can I answer for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like I just said that we take our presentations on CDs or either we ask them to email it to us. Most of the whole digitalization would have not taken place if we didn't have the assistance of Hansar and others who helped us to design the form, Rakisha, and we have been able to use those forms because even an exit form, like I said, they used to run into 4 or 5 pages. Now, if we have about 120 or whatever multiples of students that we have, the papers were running really high. So we have been able to save quite a quantified amount of paper.
Okay.
Melina,
Yes,
just to
ma'am.
add on to it,
Yes,
any idea about actually creating paper in the institution in terms of no, hear me out. I mean, there are very simple processes by which you actually can take newspaper, etc., and convert it into sheets of paper.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
possibly these kind of activities whereby we could use, possibly make in our own labeled paper containing, I think this was an idea which was shared in some particular meeting, I think by Mala ma'am, that colleges are even having a bag, paper bag with their own logo and name, etc. So that kind of a thing, just an idea.
Yes.
I will also suggest that you brainstorm with the students. Sometimes they can come up with some excellent ideas. You can even make models out of it. You can even make for biology or some such thing. You can make models. So that would be a preserved thing where you can actually show off that yes, we used art paper.
Definitely, ma'am.
I think you should have a brainstorming session on this.
Yeah, sure.
To take it forward. Thank you.
Yes.
Ma'am, one more suggestion.
Yes, ma'am.
I think if we can take student submissions like project submissions also in the form of digital files or
Yeah, we do that at
we
BCA.
can
That's
go
what I
for
was just telling, ma'am.
paperless because we have lot of files in the department. We are just piling it up.
But we can use the Google Classroom.
Papers that is wasted.
Yes, ma'am. In fact, we do it in BCA department. That's what we were saying. In case if all the departments do it, we will have amazing green culture. Yeah, Veena ma'am said HG department makes puppets from old newspapers. Or we could have a workshop. Great. Yes. Definitely, Pradyama. Any more questions?
Melina, it would be worthwhile to even calculate it in terms of always cost. Because I think when we go to management studies and I mean, in terms of even NCQM, etc., always appreciates when you show kind of a cost advantage to a particular project.
Yes, definitely.
So, if this entire thing can be converted to, okay, so now we do not buy so many realms of paper or something like that. Then I think
yes.
I think maybe Vidya can also give some statistics in terms of a number of hard copies of magazines that have been reduced and how many books we are getting digitally. That could also be one way of saying that in long run we are not encouraging use of the print media.
Yes,
ma'am. Excellent. Because whenever we normally take these projects to NCQM, they always insist on creating a kind of a cost benefit. And so if all this is put together, then it really looks and is actually also a big project of showing cost benefit to the institution.
Vidya ma'am is
guess that's
suggesting we
what
have an e-collection and e-services.
Yes, we do have for e-waste collection. The BC department does, yes.
Melina,
All right.
the committee should now
Yes,
try
ma'am.
to see how you can extend it from the BCA department to the rest of the institution.
Sure, ma'am.
Because
Sure, sure.
then it will become an institutional practice. So
Yes,
try
ma'am.
to work
Definitely.
with the committee members of the other sections also.
Sure, ma'am.
Whatever you are able to do there so that it becomes a best practice. for everybody.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes. Definitely.
So with this, we come to the end of the presentations for today. On behalf of the STRIDE team, we extend our gratitude to our presenters for their engaging presentations and also to all our lovely attendees for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you, Huda, and thank you to Melina and to Shilpa. Very, very clearly presented. I think both of you were extremely articulate in your presentations.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah, about
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
yes, some of the points that I raised. Does anybody have any query? We raised points about the fees, about admission, about Coursera, about the admission committee. I'm not sure what else I spoke on. Yeah, webinars. Any questions? Any queries? Okay.
Ma'am, at present, the committee members are admission committee members are Roma, Pradnya, and
Veena
yeah,
and Shilpa.
Acha,
Shilpa.
Shilpa ma'am. Yeah, yeah.
I am currently also asking Anuja to help them out because the number of phone calls and emails are quite a bit. Next week, we will ask other staff members also to help on rotation basis.
Mala,
Yeah, Sugandha.
I just posted message yesterday regarding results. No one has replied, only Vinaya and Janavi has replied. So I assume everyone has given the marks to the Anita.
Yes, I request you that, see, even if you've given the marks, please reply because, as you know, Sugandha is now looking into the home science section. So that it's a clear idea. So if you have given the marks, just say, yes, you have given the marks. There is a Sugandha, you just want to share what the circular says? Just in one line.
No, they have given the deadline by which we have to submit the marks to the university so that they can do the conversion and declare the results.
Yeah. And they have also said it is 100% conducted by us. That is a practical. We have to submit that.
Yes.
Yeah. And first years also, I hope the first year results are being everybody second semester internal marks. Nutrition second semester internal marks.
Ma'am, effectively, we have all, in fact, today I have collated all the marks from all the teachers. And I have just asked that, I've just sent a mail to all the teachers to request them to just have one look. After which I'll put it up into the common class so that all the students will have a look at it and then submit it immediately to Anita.
Okay, and Sugandha, will you find out from Anita what is happening to Padmaja's marks?
Yeah, I'll ask.
Yeah.
I will ask her. That's why I called you yesterday.
Yeah, I know you had called me, but we'll have to follow that up. Yeah, just whether she submitted or not.
Okay.
I have a query, Sugandha. What happens to girls who are failing very badly in the sense in the first year level? Like, there are failures even in the practicals, there are failures even in the theory. So Vinya was asking me if there is any way we can help them. But the thing is, if there are so many failures, then what are we supposed to do? Otherwise, we used to sit together and pass them looking at all the other subjects earlier. But because of the lockdown, we are unable to do all that.
But then we decided now we will consider their earlier work and then we will take decision करके.
No, in spite of considering the earlier work, there are lot of failures. Because what Vinaya has sent now is there are some absentee girls, then there are some girls who are absolutely failing. Okay, so what do we do with those girls? Because if we don't take a decision right now, these marks are going to enter.
Because those who are absent, we can't do anything for them. If they have permissions, you can consider them, you can give them marks to the consideration and you decide what to be done, whether to
And there is a grace mark system also. 6 marks, the great students get 6 marks. The software itself converts.
No, 6
So
marks
that is
not per semester. It is not 6 marks per semester. Meena, am I right?
Right. Overall 5 marks.
Yeah, it is overall. It is not per subject. They don't get these marks per subject.
Overall 5 marks in total, grand total. Sugandha knows.
Actually,
we have been taking a meeting.
5 marks, 5 marks. Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, what Anu ma'am was saying, ma'am, is that there are certain students in first year who have not appeared only for the exams. Then there are those others who have not been able to complete practicals. So that is another group of students who have failed. And then the third group is the one which, with combination of theory and practicals, still fail. So this is going to be a huge bunch of students who will possibly have an ATKT. So if we could think of it.
Vinaya, my understanding is what we have been told is you calculate, apply the formula, calculate, and then give them a chance. Those who are not happy, give them a chance to reappear after the lockdown is over. Okay? So those who have not been coming, who have been absent, I don't think that they should get the benefit of now passing.
Exactly.
They have not been coming to college. They have not given presentations. There are a lot in English also. There are many. So I don't think we should give them the benefit now of saying that, okay, we are clearing you. Let them get whatever mark appears on the mark sheet after we apply the formula. And then after the lockdown is over, we'll conduct a second round of things for them.
Okay. This question was specifically in terms of the practicals. So in case they are failing internally in practicals. So if the result is declared in good time, because in nutrition practicals, a lot of menu plans, etc., have to be submitted. So and I suppose same in textiles.
What Sugandha is saying, this was a discussion that was taken earlier, that at department level, okay, if they were supposed to submit 6 and they have submitted 4. Okay?
Exactly. So we will calculate based on
level,
that.
you decide to take those 4, because if the practicals have not been held, because on our part, they locked down, they could do the submission, there's a lockdown, we could not do the practicals, take the aggregate of 4.
You can convert those 4 submission into 50 marks or 100 marks, whatever it is. So 10, if they are done to 4 practicals, you can convert that 4 practical ka marks into 100 marks and then you can decide. Isn't it right, Mala?
Yeah, that's what we had said at department level, but there are some students who have not come at all, not given a single presentation, been absent throughout. I don't think that they should get the
benefit of it.
What I think is that you have a meeting at your level, and then we can discuss this once you've had the meeting at your level.
Okay, we'll do that. Thank you.
Neetu has said the placement seminar, they had a state level webinar. I believe the response was excellent. Neetu, how many students registered for it?
Ma'am, 297 students registered from 33 different colleges across Maharashtra.
Yes, so that was a very good response. I think today's RM national level seminar also there is a good response. So welcome to the placement cell. Sharda, you want to talk about Akanksha?
Not much, but I want to request all the teachers to forward it in their contacts, so that we get more publicity and response for the participation.
I have
And
done it, Sharda.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you. You told.
yeah, I've also been sharing it, and I'll share it again.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Let's update. First is Foundation Day. It is also Eid, and third is Raksha Bandhan. So we follow the holiday calendars. On those 2 days, there will not be any classes. You need not take classes on those days. And we will also now try to have a balance where we will start going little slow with our portions, and we will work out something where you can have some mentoring days for Coursera of say teaching 3 lectures in a week. You can teach 2 lectures in a week, and on the third day you can get feedback from students what they are doing in Coursera. Just make them talk about it, share with them. Also start going a little slower because we want to complete about 40% of the portion. This is what we've been told by the government. Try to complete 40% of the portion. I have a feeling after seeing today's paper, I have a feeling that they are going to lift the lockdown. In August, more people will be allowed to return to work, and I feel that by September they will ask the colleges to start. This is my reading from what has come in the paper today. But let's see what call the government takes.
Mala ma'am, can you repeat the last line?
Pardon?
Last line, can you repeat?
Yes.
In August?
Can you repeat last line she is saying?
I can't hear.
Can you repeat last line what you said just now?
I said that reading what has come in the paper today, I don't think that the government is going to continue with the lockdown. They will gradually start opening out sectors. Maybe education may be the last, but they are gradually going to start lifting things as far as the lockdown is concerned. I have a feeling maybe they will tell students to come back in September. They ask faculties to start come back maybe mid-August or last August. But I cannot say for sure unless we get some guidelines from them.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. But of course, everything will have to come in writing before I tell you anything. So, anybody else wants to share anything? Anybody has a birthday coming up this week? We can sing happy birthday. Any other July people here?
Anu ma'am's birthday was 23rd.
We all sang for her.
Sang a song just now. Thank you. But
Oh, I was not there.
you joined a little later than that. Okay, what I was trying to tell you, Mala, is that I have got a small little feedback on Coursera. Many of the subjects that are being offered go very fast for these girls, very, very fast. So I told them to take something which is a little more light and faster to do. Now, what happens to girls who have taken the course and have not completed? What is our objective, or what is the percentage that we are looking at who will complete the course in that given time? But I also feel that some of them will not be able to finish it, and they are not up to those discussions and the quizzes that come in the middle. Some quizzes can be repeated, but some quizzes are not repeatable.
My suggestion is that you counsel them and ask them to go for things that are very, very light.
That's what I told them, but you know, they have entered some courses, and they are also saying that it goes very fast for them to understand.
So let them exit from that and join something else which is lighter.
I think we need to sort of mentor these girls because there are problems in that.
That's why I'm saying that you can have mentoring sessions, maybe where earlier you were taking 3 lectures, you take 2 and you divide the students among yourselves, you can mentor them. Ask them to take something, let them go through the entire thing and take something that they will be able to complete.
There are no courses related to textiles or anything. They have gone through it, Mala, Coursera.
So it can be on other things.
Yeah,
Can
they are
be-
looking out for language courses now.
Yeah, it can be language, it can be management, it can be soft skills, it can be anything in general, it can be interdisciplinary. Open to them, they can take whatever they want. We are offering it to them. We can't really hold them by the hand too much. We can guide them and we can tell them that we expect you to complete the course. We are giving them an opportunity to do something that otherwise they would not have got, okay, because it's being offered free to them.
Let's see.
Okay, shall we end for the day then?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward. Pragya, what is the plan? Once in 15 days now?
Ma'am, we will try to invite some external faculty or some resource person for the next session, ma'am.
Yeah, but once
We
in
can have
15 days.
alternate. Yes, ma'am.
Once in 15 days?
Yes, ma'am. Once in 15 days. One
Okay.
session by our faculty members and
Yeah.
one session by external resource person.
Yeah, okay, okay. And
That's
I'm looking
fine.
forward. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to hearing more people speak.
Yes, ma'am. From our faculty, no, ma'am.
Yeah, from our faculty. Sugandha,
Yes,
you have done some presentation on Khadi, right?
Myself and Pradnya, we had only done it.
Yes, ma'am. We had done.
That would be interesting. I think.
But that was long back. 2, 3 years, 5 years back. 5 years back.
2016, yeah.
16 years.
And always revisit it. Sudha is here? Is Sudha
Ma'am, I
here?
think next time Harsha is interested, I think, in
Okay.
presenting.
No, because I think Sudha also
Yes,
has,
ma'am.
Sudha, you have done a presentation, right, on something on traditional something learning.
Ma'am, on ICT tools.
So that would be something interesting for everybody.
Yes, ma'am.
Who was there with you?
Snehal and Prajakta.
You and Snehal can do it.
Okay, ma'am.
Where did you go and do it?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you do it?
Ma'am, in SIA College, Dombivli.
Yeah, so I'm sure if you can go there, you can do it for us. So we have 3 people lined up then, Pradnya.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
ma'am. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Bye for now.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Side team.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, Nitin. All the best for your Ek Bharat.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Yeah, Nitin, you and Sharda, you can do a short presentation sometime and share what you've been doing on Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat.
Under slide, ma'am.
It can be 10 minutes so people can know.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Sure, sure.
I'm looking for a paper from you also. Is Sharda here?
Yes, ma'am.
This can easily be changed and turned into a project also.
Yeah. We can do it, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, till now we didn't plan for that, but yes. So as per the research concept,
now there is a plan. Now there is a plan.
Yes, sure, ma'am. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
नितीन सर,
मॅडम
ते सांगा ना तुम्ही काय म्हणत होते?
कशामधलं?
हे ते जॉईन नाही होत ना त्या याच्यातून क्रोम मधून.
मॉझिला ब्राउझर ना ते तुम्ही मला सांगितलं ना मॉझिला ब्राउझर इन्स्टॉल करा त्याने होऊन जाईल तुमचं काम.
ठीक आहे मी बघ.
गुगल करून वापरू नका मॉझिला ब्राउझर प्रॉपर होतं मी टेस्टिंग केलेलं आहे ऑलरेडी त्याच्यामध्ये काम.
ओके ठीक आहे.